Zaina Allen, and welcome back to Bold Life. Now, Team Bold over here, we are very, very conscious of being safe and healthy, so we are practicing social distancing. So we have a great show lined up for you today from the comfort of our own homes. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. We want to know what you think. First up, our guest is here to talk to us about dating while we are stuck in our houses and trying to figure out where our love life is. Please welcome Susan Trombetti.
Hey there.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So, Susan, let's jump quickly into this because I have some questions. I know a lot of people have some questions about their love life and how is this affecting us because, some hopeless romantics like myself, we just need to know how we can keep the flame going while we're doing all this. So help us, please.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, okay? Love is not something you're going to have to wait until after this is all over. I mean, this is turning out to be the best time to date, launch a relationship and, have it explode and be the person that you have been looking for all along. I am not kidding you. I am hearing story upon story of like relationships that just took off with the person least expected, right? That they would fall for. It's like the wheel went around and stopped on this person and that was it. I mean, it's really created a great environment to get to know someone.
Yes, that's awesome. So when it comes to dating, what tips and tricks do you have for people who want to go out or not go out, but who want to, I guess what they said, the kids say, shoot their shot and figure out how to keep dating while all this is going on?
Well, first of all, you just got to get out there. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of little tips, right? Get some good lighting. All right, things are still being mailed to us. So get some good lighting because it doesn't matter the age. I mean, I think the younger you are, the better you look on screen, right? But the older you are, the more you need some lighting. So get yourself some camera ready makeup and get yourself like one of those little things you put on your cell phone. And when it comes to dating, I mean, there are so many apps. Get on House Party. Quarantine Together is just exploding, there's just tons of them. Netflix parties. So it just depends. Like, is it the person that you met on Tinder, right? And so let me start with Tinder. Like Tinder is giving everybody passport for free. So you can drop the pin and meet somebody anywhere. And from there, once you take it offline, right? The possibilities are almost endless and you don't even have to be creative. You just have to be creative. Like, what can I do to do this? Right. So you can get on Zoom. That's the first thing and go on like a virtual date to, any of these museums, any place in the world. You can get on Netflix Party and watch, Netflix together. It's like awesome. And if you put it on hold to be like, what did they say? It holds the TV for them too. You can cook together. There's just so much. And did I mention House Party? I don't even know. Like you can put trivia games on there, right? There is just so much to do, much less you can like share Spotify playlists or, get on the computer together and watch those live performances that are coming out of our favorite artists' homes these days. There's so many of them. There's just endless possibilities to have fun. And I've just been having a blast too, right? I've been on House Party with my husband and he's right in the same house.
Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. So
we
that's
the trivia games.
Yeah, let's get into that. When it comes to married couples, actually, or people who are living together, whether they're married or, in a regular relationship, what can they do in these quarantine times? Because I have recently seen that divorce rates have started to go up. Well, divorce inquiries have started to go up while we're all stuck in the house. So what can we do? Well, not we. I don't have a ring, but
I don't either. I don't know where I put it after the shower today. I'm like losing my mind for my ring.
Well, those who are married, what can they do to keep their love life still going while they're stuck inside looking at each other all day?
Okay, so here's the thing. Are you asking me, I'm joking when I say this, but it's true. Are you asking me what can you do to avoid strangling them or what can they do? Because I'm hearing, I love being locked down with my husband. It's really fun, right? But not everybody feels that way. And some people are having trouble sharing the same space. And I think it might depend on how small the space is, right? So I'll give you a couple of pointers, all right? You're never going to have this time back again. I mean, I hope you don't, right? Because it's a pandemic.
Right.
Take advantage of this time. And yeah, divorce, I think there's going to be a lot of babies. The divorce rate is going to skyrocket, obviously, all right? If you didn't get along before, it's amplified now, all right? But I'm going to tell you this. If you're thinking of divorce, remember this. There are also a lot of people during this pandemic that are going back to exes.
Mhm.
And, you know, because they just want to abuse somebody. So think of that before you strangle your significant other, right? But I'm just going to give you some like worthwhile tips for that. When it comes down to getting along, if you can't, you know, if you're having difficulties, not everybody is having difficulties getting along, but if you're having trouble getting along, just going to say, look, okay, this is what I think. Can you like, give me my space? All right. You know, at a certain time during the day, tell me what it is that you need. All right.
Mhm.
And then establish some guidelines. This is true. I mean, I think it was like on Jimmy Fallon last night, and Adam Sandler said, when was the last time you didn't shower today? Did you, Jimmy Fallon? Like, people aren't in their regular routines, and they're forgetting to get up and shower, you know, do their hair, whatever. I mean, it's like their hair is all over their head. You're not looking great, right? So remember, you need to get up. You need to shower. You need to comb your hair, wash your hair. If you're a lady, still put your makeup on. If you wear makeup, if you don't Don't worry about it, right? The other thing you need to do, I'm guilty of this. And I went to my husband. I am a slob from way back when, right? And I know I'm guilty of this. So I have to say to my husband, okay, I'm really sorry. All right. So can you tell me like what I can do? Because I know I'm going to do this and I'm not going to see it. I don't really give a damn if that cup's laying over there or whatever. So please just let me know what it is that I do that bugs you and how I can fix it so that it doesn't annoy you. I don't want to annoy you. Right. So these are some of the things that you can do. You can also establish like your little routine, like a different structure routine, because you want to make sure that everybody's working from home. So you want to structure that. So now that you do have the time with your significant other, and then maybe, so like, how do you structure that? Okay, I'm going to work between 9 and 5, like I normally do, if that's what you normally do, or whatever it is. Okay, and at this time, we're going to have a romantic dinner. At this time, we're going to have happy hour. So one of the things we're trying to do, okay, my husband just delivers the drink to me come 5 o'clock. And then he'll yell to me, bartender, bartender. So, you know, you need to have movie time. You need to have date time. You need to make sure that you structure it. Think about it ahead of time. Okay. And I just think pay attention to your grooming habits. I mean, like, get in the shower, please.
Yeah.
Don't lay around on the couch like, you know, I don't know, like a bump on the log, a couch potato, whatever you want to say, and keep it fun. It is fun to watch music together, to take some of these virtual tours together. And not only do we have like smartphones, but we have smart TVs.
Right.
So you can virtually tour a lot of places and have fun on your TV, right? Together. So.
Right. So Susan, we're gonna try to make this a little bit easy for some of the guys out there who have no idea about romance, especially for a woman who's stuck in the house all day. Can you try to give us an idea of a romantic date for a man to take his woman on while they are in the house, whether it be virtually or together at home?
Okay, a romantic date.
And we're cheating for the men.
We're at home. Okay, so I think what the guys got to do, or I shouldn't say what the guys have to do, and the women have to do, they're just like, okay, I'm going to plan this lovely candlelight dinner. All right.
That sounds good.
And this is what we're going to do tonight, honey. And, you know, so go through the motions. Once again, take a shower, put some cologne on, whatever it is you normally do, right? Dress up, make it special if that's what you're going to do. If you're the type of couple that enjoys, like, you know, the arts, the museums, let's do this together. And like I said, kind of like pop it out of your day and make that your special time. So that's for the guys. Don't forget the flirty text, even though you're in the same space.
Mm-hmm.
And so then if you're virtually dating, yeah, I mean, you could, first of all, you both can do dinner together, right? You still can cook dinner together, just at separate places. You can watch that movie. You can blow kisses, okay? You can leverage your text. I always say, no texting, information purposes only, right? But if Love is Blind has taught us anything, and we all knew this. I mean, look, there's just to back up a little bit and digress, Dina Lohan. I mean, she dated that guy. She didn't even meet him for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
We've all seen Catfish, how people fall in love. You really can fall in love and deepen your communication. All right. So I say it's okay to text now. You know, learn some flirting skills if you don't have them already. My blog next week will be talking about that, flirt over text, right? Mm-hmm. So this is the anticipation alone of when you get to meet this new person that you met is going to carry you through. All right. And just having all this time together to, you know, do whatever. And in a relationship when you're stuck at home together, okay, is going to deepen your communication. And it's the same thing for people virtually dating. You know, instead of being like, next, to the next person that comes along like you would have before this pandemic, okay, you're stuck.
Right.
And, you know, like I said, the wheel stopped on this person, and you're going to have great communication. And this is what's going to launch the relationship that was missing before, because everybody was too busy on these apps, you know, trying to date everybody and their brother and not really investing.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much, Susan, for your input. I think everybody got they learned a little bit more how to make their lives a little bit less, you know, boring at home, and they can keep their love life going. I've learned some things. As I said before, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I needed to learn some things before I decided to go crazy, because I needed to love something. So,
well, come to my virtual happy hour next week.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, I will.
And I'm not trying to self-promote. That's not it. We are not on the happy hour fixing people up, okay? It's just fun. We had our first one yesterday, and it was a blast. We had a comedian on there, Crystal Powell, and, you know, she just, like, kept it rolling. And it was fun. We talked about all sorts of topics, like Tiger King. Yes. And, I mean, it's a great thing to do. So 5 p.m. Eastern time. On Thursdays, we're doing virtual happy hours just for everybody out there to have fun and break it up, right?
All right, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to happy hour. Thank you so much, Susan.
Okay, take care.
Okay. Up next, our friends from Cheeses of Europe decided to give us a couple of recipes with their chef Robert Ramsey, for National Grilled Cheese Day coming up on April 12th. Check it out.
Hey folks, Chef Robert Ramsey here. This week, we've got National Grilled Cheese Day coming up on April 12th. In honor of that, we're making some great twists on old classic sandwiches, and we're using recipes from the Cheeses of Europe. Whether you're looking for a comforting meal or a sophisticated upgrade, we've got a couple recipes for you today and many more on the app. If you download the Cheeses of Europe app, you'll be able to find local retailers who are going to have the cheeses for you. We're going to find all these recipes that we're making today, and the app will even pronounce the names of the cheeses for you. So let's get cooking. So the first sandwich we're going to be making is called the French onion. And this is kind of like a play on French onion soup in sandwich form. So we're going to be taking beautiful, deeply caramelized onions, nice sauteed mushrooms, and we're going to be serving them on a grilled cheese sandwich with this really nice French Alpine cheese called Comté. Okay, Comté is a really nice hard cheese. It's got a good nutty flavor, and it's a really perfect balance for the sweetness of the caramelized onions and the earthy mushrooms. So the first tip I have for you when you're putting this sandwich together is we want to go ahead and butter the bread and not the pan. And the reason for this is the butter will burn easily in a hot saute pan. We're going to use a really nice French butter here, and we're just going to spread it all across the bread. Okay, gentle sizzle there, that's perfect, that's what we're looking for. And again, we're using Comté, but I've actually gone ahead and grated some of this cheese ahead of time, and the reason for that is that it's going to melt a lot more evenly if we grate or chop the cheese ahead, so that it has a lot more surface area in the cooking process. All right guys, so our sandwich is halfway there. We're gonna go ahead and flip this over, and we're looking for that nice, beautiful golden brown color. Again, medium low heat here. We don't wanna go crazy with it so that we get that really beautiful browning on the buttered bread there. And guys, this smells incredible. All right. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Beautiful, beautiful sandwich. The grown-up version. So when you're making those grilled cheese sandwiches for your kids that are home from school, go ahead and make this version for yourself. All right, so today's featured cheese is Fourme d'Albert, which is a blue cheese that's been around in France forever. All right, and it's gonna be the featured ingredient in our grilled cheese today. So we have the Fourme d'Albert, and we're going to be layering it with really nice smoky bacon, and for some sweetness to balance everything out, fig jam. So this is a great combination of flavors, so let's get right to it. We're just gonna put a couple slices of this cheese right on the sandwich. One of the things about using a soft cheese like Fourme d'Albert is that we really don't need to grate it ahead of time. It's a really nice, melty cheese that's gonna get really creamy really quickly. All right, now this guy's gonna cook for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side over a nice medium to medium low heat. All right guys, this sandwich is almost ready and it is looking and smelling fantastic. So remember here, we've got a really nice, mild blue cheese that really balances well with smokiness from the bacon, sweetness from the fig jam, a little sourness from the bread. This is a perfect combination for a really grown-up grilled cheese. Let's go ahead and taste it. All right, so we've got that nice golden brown crust, nice and melty and gooey in the middle. Let's cut into this thing. Oh yeah, that looks incredible. Ooey, gooey, and delicious. Oh, that is good right there.
Up next here to talk to us about the effects of COVID-19 for athletes and musicians, we have Harlem Globetrotter's own Bullard and his partner Nick Riguardi, half of the Rooftop Trees Band. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us.
How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. I just want to make sure you guys are all good. We're all okay with what's going on. Everybody's nice and safe.
Everybody's all good over here. BullBody Project, we standing strong for us athletes out there.
I've had a couple of family members affected, but thankfully everyone's okay, and I think we're getting through it.
Awesome, awesome. So, gentlemen, I'm just gonna start off. Bull, I had a really quick question. When it comes to being an athlete during all of this, what do you think? How are you guys affected by all of this?
Well, my own company, my own brand, BullBody Project, we're affected by it a little bit because of my at-home workouts are up, but my outdoor workouts are down right now. So we're probably going to start those within the next month after this whole COVID-19 thing is over. My outdoor workouts will kick up in Newark, Delaware, and I'm going to start it up here in Seattle, Washington, where I live now. So the COVID did put a pause on things, but at-home workouts are still on and they're always still popping. So.
Awesome. I'm glad to know that you guys are still doing well amongst all of this. And Nick, I know you are a part of the Rooftop Trees Band. Let's talk about that really briefly before we get into anything else. You were supposed to perform at South by Southwest and it did get canceled. So what does that mean for you?
It means, first and foremost, we want everyone to be healthy and well, and we're taking this serious. I'm taking this seriously like everyone else. So for me, it wasn't a big deal that the show was canceled. For what it is. So for me, I'm just trying to stay safe, to be honest. I'm in New York and it's pretty bad here. There's a lot of people dying here. And but it was really an honor to get to play there, and I can't wait until this gets cleared up and we can get back to a new normal.
So what are you both doing personally to keep yourselves going in terms of your crafts? Bull with your athleticism and Nick with your music.
Well, so for me, what I do is I just do at-home workouts. I do a lot of fitness motivating online, things like that. I sell my merchandise. I go for walks, but that's about it. I just keep myself busy. I'm also studying for a couple of certifications right now for PES and CES when it comes to personal training. So I'm doing that as well to keep myself busy in these down times. But it's one of those things where, hey, if something goes wrong, do something else. Get uncomfortable, and that's what I'm doing right now. That's one of my slogans.
So for me, I've been trying to push myself musically in isolation. Looking at this as writing for me is more about listening, and kind of channeling something that's from a higher place or from a higher version of self. So I've been trying to push myself, and that only comes from work. You can't just like think that into fruition. You have to like work that into fruition. And so I've been trying to put in at least 5 hours a day on the guitar, and just thinking about it, listening to it. So I try to make it based on discipline and not take the magic out of it, so to speak, but then, just make that way I can stay consistent.
Right. So with all this being said, I wanted to touch on the BullBody project. So can we discuss what exactly is the BullBody project?
What the BullBody project is, it's a fitness motivation brand that I started maybe about 6 years ago when I had my daughter. But it was also a thing for me to stay in shape while I was on the road. I've been to 70 different countries around the world. I've been to every state except Alaska. I'm this crazy elite athlete, done numerous of things throughout my basketball career, and I wanted to stay in shape. So I had to find a way to stay in shape. So what I did was I looked more into self-motivating, right? So me and one of my friends back in Delaware, Alvin Walker, we started this program called Project Days. And we went out to the park one day and we wanted to see how many people would come out. 6 years ago, we maybe had 2 people a week. Now we're up to like 30, 45 people every day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, coming out doing these free workouts. And that's pretty much what it is. It's a fitness motivating brand that I preach about taking care of self, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So my thing is you got to get uncomfortable with certain things in life in order to achieve that. And that's what I try to preach to people. So I have these free workouts so they can come out and not get discouraged about it, but they can be led by some guys and young ladies who want to be motivating to them, because everybody has their own story, everybody has their own past and things like that. But it only takes 30 minutes a day, 30 to 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week to stay in shape and help with all chronic diseases and things like that. So my initiative is to push, get uncomfortable. Your body is a project and you should always work on it and take care of yourself. And it's been going pretty good now. And yeah, I just like to motivate people to take care of themselves. So like right now in this COVID-19, wash your hands.
Right.
Stay away from people, right? So it's just, that's what it's all about.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to the BullBody project coming back and coming better once we're all out of the COVID-19 situation. I might have to come by because I'm a little out of shape now. So I might have to come by. But it was lovely talking to you both. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Up next to help us get through our fitness struggles at home, we have Terrance Hutchinson here to talk to us about how to stay fit during all this while we're stuck indoors. Terrance, how are you?
I'm great. And yourself?
I'm awesome. So, Terrance, please let us know a couple of tips on how to stay fit during all of this.
Basically, since we're going into the coronavirus pandemic right now, it's a very unprecedented time. So we're being quarantined, a forced quarantine. So most box gyms are closed, shut down because of this pandemic. So you have to readjust your mind right quick so you can readjust your body composition while you're doing the quarantine process. So it's an important thing to do is hack your environment, whether you're in your home office, you're doing yard work, you're working in the kitchen. You want to make sure that you're utilizing maybe your chairs, maybe a coffee table, dining room table, kitchen counter, anything that you can do to do planks, squats, leg lifts. If you can have resistance bands, you can hook around the leg table or the bed pole and really do a lot of resistance training that way. If you don't need a whole lot of space. If you just move away your dining room table, that's your space right there. If you have a step bench, some dumbbells, kettlebells, things like that, you can really get a good effective exercise while you're at home. Even if you have 2 gallons of water, you can use those as ways to do shoulder presses, dumbbell curls, tricep kickbacks, deadlifts. It's not much, but it's going to keep you really active keep the blood flowing to the muscles. It's going to keep you with great joint health. It's going to keep your mind focused, have that brain-body connectivity, all while you're going doing this quarantine process. Because right now, what we're doing, stress may kind of elevate right now. Cortisol hormones go elevation. So you want to try to do some exercises around the house that you can really lower the cortisol hormones so you can keep your stress down. So when stress goes up, guess what? It activates the fat cells in the body. It activates the munchies. A lot of cravings get to activating, especially if you're working, you're working remotely from home. So a lot of times you had a APT, and anterior pelvic tilt, where you got the computer and you just typing away. So you got that spinal cord tilt from the hip, from the lumbar area to the back of the neck. So when that happens and you're trying to complete an assignment, you're reaching for a bag of chips, you got a cookie, and all those things are going to reward maybe the stress at work. So you got to make sure that you stay mindful of that. Get up and stretch every hour on an hour. Increase the H2O as much as possible. Take a break and get out, get some sunshine. So you really just have to be mindful and have a strategy, have a structural plan to make sure that you're staying fit.
Right. So for those who, I know you were mentioning the munchies and snacking and things like that. So let's talk briefly about our actual nutritional health. How can we do our best when it comes to eating at home? I feel like personally, I've cooked about 700 times, and today's only Friday. I started cooking Monday. I'm starting to get sick of it. So what do you suggest for people who are stuck at home? Probably, I don't have kids, but people who have several kids, or just an overall family that they have to take care of. What's the best way to be healthy?
Right now, because we're quarantined, we went to the supermarket and we're buying all this food for survival. So now we have all this food in the house, we're quarantined, so we got to eat, we got to prepare our meals more than usual. Before the quarantine process, we were traveling, we in traffic, we at work, we in the gym, so we're not at home as much. But now, so the whole key thing about it now, if you with kids, obviously you got to cook meal for the kids. Okay, so, but you got to have a strategic plan. What I'm seeing right now with a lot of clients is that they're buying foods that is easy to make, just pop in the microwave. They're buying a whole lot of snacks. So you're munching. So now if you're single, you have to really stick on a routine. Not to prepare too much because you're going to have so much food left over. All of a sudden you got to eat that food, okay? So if you're not careful, you may end up gaining 10, 20 pounds depending on who you are. Okay, so you have to make sure that you're sticking with your fiber, your fruits and your vegetables, you're eating light, salads, a lot of lean meats, no high fatty meats at all, no heavy carbs, no junk food, nothing white, So you want to make sure that you're increasing the water and maybe doing some broths or some soups, something light. Do meal replacement shakes, protein shakes, a lot of berries and kale and stuff like that. So stick with liquid nutrition. So you're giving your digestive system a break, or meal replacement shakes for breakfast, have a sensible lunch, and then snacks in between. And then at supper time, you want to have another meal replacement shake as well. So that way, you're controlling your digestive system. You're not over-consuming with the high-calorie meals, and you're controlling your stress levels, controlling your cravings. So that would be the best way. But everybody's different. Everybody's, quarantine situation is different. But if you're by yourself, you want to make sure that you're eating small meals, cooking small batches, and have fast-acting fruits around, or vegetables, something that you can peel once, or bite into, and then you're good to go. So you have to be specific and strategic with your nutrition.
Great tips, honestly, because I needed it. I've been eating like a terrible person, eating ramen like I'm back in college. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But let's talk briefly about your podcast and all the things that you do yourself. So let's touch on that.
Okay, well, the podcast is Your Best Lifestyles Podcast. It's named after my business. It's living your best lifestyle that you possibly can, okay? Being really good to yourself, putting yourself first among everybody else. Self-care is everything. If you're not taking care of yourself first, then you're going to be a liability to family members or friends. You're not going to be able to conduct business on a maximum level. So it's all about being high productive. And we want to always interview individuals who are high productive, are they thought leaders, are motivators, inspirational people, everything like that. Because the podcast is pretty much the struggles of success. However, it's also about health and wellness, fitness and nutrition, taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, environmentally, controlling your space, spiritually, and financially. So when you put all those components together, you want to become a more well-rounded person versus just somebody to say, oh, okay, I work out, this.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Terrance. I can say that I learned a lot, so I hope our viewers did. I'm gonna try to work out a little bit more. I'm a gym rat, so I like really lifting some really big weights, and I don't have that right now. So I'm gonna try to get my best life going and live my best lifestyle. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity. Stay safe out there. Practice the protocols from the CDC, and drink a lot of water, and multivitamins, vitamin C, and all that stuff like that. And just protect yourself while you're out there. And congratulations on your podcast. And thank you for having me on again.
Thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
And that's the end of today's show. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Get your Amazon Fire TV app. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. And stay tuned for more Bold Life in 2 weeks. Wash your hands, stay in the house, and stop going out. See ya.